Here's some awesome tips on how to grow your YouTube channel. Yep, it's me, Strut. I'm back again, and I reached back into my video archives, and we're revisiting back to a video I did back September 10th, 2012. This is an updated version of that, where I talked about at that time tips to grow your YouTube channel. Things have changed a lot in the years in between, and so I am revising this thing, and hopefully it will provide you with a bunch of help that will allow you to grow your channel and take off. So get ready, here we go. Like I said in the intro, this is a revision upgrade to a video I did back in 2012 on how to grow your YouTube channel. Things have radically changed since that time, and so I figured it was time to go and give you guys some upgrade and some insight as to what to do, because I've been doing this for many years. Okay, so first off, number one, you got to pick a niche. You got to pick a niche. I'm sorry, I don't like to say niche or niche or whatever the hell the other guys like to say. I like the word niche. So pick a niche. For me, it's primarily gaming, and it's primarily the Battlefield franchise. Now, I may veer off occasionally and go after some other ones, but primarily I'm going to always focus back on the Battlefield one, because YouTube is so gigantic. There's millions and millions and millions of people on there. You got to pick one, go with it, and do the best you can with it. So that's the first thing you got to do, is you got to pick a niche. It's very important. Also, you have to be able to show that you are a authority in that niche, that you know what the hell you're talking about, basically. And I don't care if it's gaming here or if it's intramural basketball, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you have to be able to show people that you know what the hell you're talking about. And that's that's very important to have authenticity in what you're talking about. Otherwise, people are just not going to believe you. So that's key. You have to have a niche, and you have to be able to say with all truthfulness that, hey, I know what the hell I'm talking about in regards to this specific area. Secondly, and these are not all in exact order of importance, or you have to follow one of three other, but they're all really important. So I just arbitrarily picked this one. So number two would be high quality video. Today, you have to have high quality video. That means 1080p. It used to be back in the day you could get away with 720p, but today, bandwidth is cheap. Everyone has high powered either iPhones, Android phones, tablets, or PCs, whatever, and they expect high quality video today. So back when I was making my original video about this in 2012, you could get away with a 720. You can't today. Today, your videos really have to be in 1080p, crisp and well, and very visual, or people are just they're gonna bail. They're gonna bounce and see you later. So you gotta remember that. So what does that entail? That entails you got to have a decent capture card. However you're going to do it. Now, if you have a PC, you can put a card in a PC. If you're a console person, you're going to have to get a capture card. It's an external device using HDMI, either out of your Xbox or your PlayStation 4. But that's something that you're going to have to invest in. There is ways, like I don't know, I don't have a PS4, but I have an Xbox One. I know you can use the Xbox One to record, but it's a real pain in the ass, and it's hard to try to get it because there's time limits, and you'll find that there's those clips that you want to get that you're just going to miss because you're clicking on trying to set up that recording. Oh, I gotta remember it's 10 minutes, and guess what? It was 11 minutes when you went and you stabbed that guy. It was an awesome move or whatever. It's just gone. So if you really want to grow a YouTube channel and have people follow you, you got to have decent video, and I would highly suggest that you work a way around to try to invest in a good capture card for whatever device you're going to be recording from. And then that brings us directly to number three, which is correlated directly to number two. So number two, you got video. Number three, you have audio. Audio is killer. Especially if you're going to be doing, the gaming videos that like we do here, because we're not really doing, first-person videos where you're seeing me jabberjawing on a screen and you can see my face and stuff. And so basically, you're watching a video gameplay or whatever it is in the background, a static image or whatever. But the most important thing then is going to be the audio. but it's killer, because that is what people are going to listen to. If your audio is really grainy and crappy, you're going to have a challenge to try to get people to continuously listen to what you have to say. When I first started back in 2010, I was using Turtle Beach headsets because I didn't have a good mic at the time, and eventually I started doing better, and I invested in a good USB based mic, and I never looked back, because the most important thing is they need to hear what you're saying, and they need to hear it, and it needs to come across as a quality audio. So that's number 3, guys. Really, really important. As soon as you can, get yourself a decent mic. Now, you don't have to go crazy and spend thousands of bucks. You could go on to, as a matter of fact, I will put some links in the bottom of this video. If you wanna get a link to Amazon to go and shoot over, get a really high quality but very affordable microphone, it'll be there. I like the Yeti brand. But in any event, that's something that you need to think about too, is the audio quality. While I know headsets are good for gaming, they're not good for doing voiceovers and commentaries, because they just don't sound as good as a quality mic that's designed for what we're doing. So number 4 is editing software. You need to use good editing software, and you need to know how to use that software. There's multiple kinds of software today. There's PC-based, there's Mac-based, there's even Internet-based. You have to pick something that's going to be something that, first of all, you can use and you can learn. I'd suggest initially, if you've never done this before, buy something that's a more economical platform, and learn it. Go on YouTube, watch some videos, figure out how to do it. And then from that point, once you get comfortable and you do several videos, if you want to, then take some money, invest, and buy a better one. Like obviously, King of the Hill is going to be, Adobe Premiere, which is just a Cadillac, but it's a bear to learn. There's another a PC package called Sony Vegas, and that's what I've been using. I've been using that since I started making videos. It was really, really hard to learn, but I'm just comfortable with it. It may not be as advanced as Premiere, but it does the job. And then, like I said, there's other packages that are Mac based and Windows based or whatever. I will be doing a blog post about this later on this week. And I'll put a link in the description of this video once that's up, so you guys can go, and there'll be a full list of all the different software packages that are available. Now, the only thing, also too, is when you're editing, you got to make sure you take out all the garbage, because people are if they're listening to you and they're watching the gameplay, they're not going to want to see one crappy gameplay. They're not going to want to see all the extra crap that's in there. So, like, if you're in between changes or whatever, edit that all out. Just go and put stuff that's interesting. The only caveat to that being today, which is totally different than when I first did this video back in 2012, is today's streaming. Now, that's the only thing that's different. Before streaming, people want to watch the whole thing from soup to nuts, A to B, the whole thing. So that's different, because that's not like what I'm doing now as a commentary video, where you don't want to watch me streaming. You may down the road, which we may be doing some streaming in the near future. So we do that, then you're going to want to hear me talking while we're playing and going back and forth. That's different. This here is about making a video that's a canned video that's going to be on YouTube for someone to watch. You don't want to have extra crap in there. Streaming's different, FYI. So that's just something else you got to take into account as well. Editing is crucial. It's gonna be hard. Your first ones are going to be kind of crappy. Just stick with it. You'll get better. It's just like anything else, like riding a bike. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And that brings us now to number 5, which is thumbnails. Thumbnails today are absolutely critical to get more views on your videos. It's not the same as it was back in 2012 when we were doing this full time. It's become so much more critical now. So that's something that you're going to have to work on too. I remember back when before the YouTube partnership program is different today. Back in the day, you couldn't even do custom thumbnails unless you were a partner. They held that close to the vest. I remember that when I got I partnered up with Pixel Enemy at the time. All of a sudden, I could do cool thumbnails. I couldn't do them until that time. That's why some of my really old videos, like the thumbnails, they're just video grabs because we didn't have the option. Where today you do. You can create your own and you can do it. So you need to figure out how to do that. Now, there's a couple ways. You could, if you're good with Photoshop, you can do it that way. If you want to use some of the free packages like Canva or some of the other ones that are internet-based, you can do that as well. But that's another thing you need to learn how to do too is thumbnails. And I would also suggest too that you be consistent in the look and feel of your thumbnails so that when people are searching through and they want to find you, they know by just looking through all these different thumbnails, that's this person's because they have a similar look and feel. If you change all the time, you're going to confuse people. And the whole thing is you want to be consistent here. It's really important to be able to do that. You want to be consistent in your look and feel of your videos so that people know, that's the person I want to watch. It's just how it is today. You got to take all that into account. And number 6 is going to be show up and be consistent. Show up and be consistent. What does that mean? That means post on a consistent basis. If you're going to post once a week, then post once a week. If you're going to post twice a week, then post twice a week. If you're going to tell your audience that I'm going to post every Wednesday at 8 o'clock in the morning, then post every Wednesday at 8 o'clock in the morning. Because if you don't do that and you tell them you're going to do that, eventually they're just going to leave. So that's another thing too, is your audience, you have to remember, is very, very fickle. They're expecting certain things. They expect you to stay in your lane. Like I said in the very beginning part of this video about being in your niche, they're very, very specific about that type of thing because there's so much variety of people that they can go and then they can get content from. So, that's why you specifically go to a niche that you're good at. You know what you're talking about. You engage people. So you need to do that. So you need to show up. You need to be consistent. You need to engage your audience that's listening to your video or watching your video, whatever it is you're doing, in regards to that. So that's absolutely critical that you post on a consistent basis. Also, if you do that on a consistent basis, YouTube will reward you. If you post like once a month or on a really various schedule that's just totally all over the place, you're going to have trouble getting traction. So that's another thing too. So you can show up, be consistent, and stick with it. And that's another thing too. Stick with it because sometimes it takes a long time to get this stuff moving. That's just the nature of the game. Like they say, slow and steady wins the race. Okay, remember that. That is the name of the game with YouTube, slow and steady. It's going to take a while. Now I'm climbing back up the hill. It's going to take me a while just like everyone else. But like I said, I've been there. I know how to do this. And now I have more time to do it, which I didn't have as much back then. So slow and steady wins the race. Just stick with it. If you really want to do it and you want to get traction and you want to provide content that's fun for people to listen to, just stick with it and you will be rewarded. Just remember that. When it gets hard and you're like, oh man, nobody's watching my videos, just stick with it because eventually it will come if you're good at what you do and you'll learn and you get better. Number 7 is social media. Today, social media is a hell of a lot more prevalent than it was back in 2012. So you have multiple opportunities to get your video out and let people know that, hey, I'm here, check my stuff. You've got YouTube that you're going to post on. And then you can take that video and you can post it on Facebook. And then you can let your Facebook followers know that you did it. And then you have Twitter and you can post on Twitter. There's a whole bunch of them. As you're going to know more than I'm going to be able to rattle off. There's so much social media out there today. But then again, remember then too, if you're going to do that, you want to be consistent and you want to have a similar look and feel to all your videos. So when you're posting images on, say, Facebook, here's my thumbnail, it's the same one as on YouTube. So they know and they cross-pollinate. So that's another thing too, is you can get views on your videos and gauge your audience not just through YouTube but through other social media outlets as well. So that's another thing to put into the quiver there as well. This social media. So you got to get good at that. If you're not good at that, it takes practice. Go on YouTube, watch some videos, and figure out how to do it. But that's another thing I'd highly suggest that you get good at too, is social media marketing and branding of yourself, of your channel, so that people, they're looking forward to watching and listening to your stuff. And that brings me to number 8. Number 8 is basically branding. And what do I mean? You want to grow your channel. People need to be able to find you. People need to be comfortable with you, and people need to feel that you're going to be consistent, so that they will invest their time in following, listening to you. So what does that mean? That means have a logo. Use the same logo everywhere. Have the same look and feel on everything that you do. So don't have one logo, one look and feel for YouTube, another one for Facebook, another one for Twitter, and another one for LinkedIn, or wherever you're going to be. It's very, very important that you have consistency across everything. And I'm talking colors, fonts, everything has to all rhyme together. Because if it doesn't, they're not gonna take you seriously, and that goes to the naming conventions too. You want your YouTube name and the name on Twitter and the name on Facebook and the name on LinkedIn or wherever else to be very, very similar, if not exact. If you can't get the exact one, have it very, very similar. And then when you're posting, make sure you include links to those other places so people can find your stuff. This is critical, because if you don't have this continuity, you don't have the branding done right, and you don't have the look and feel done right, you're not gonna be able to grow, because people are just gonna say, this person doesn't give a crap, so I'm not going to either. So really, really think about that when you're setting all this stuff up. Take out a piece of paper and write it down so you don't forget it. It's really important, and you'd be surprised how many people don't do that, and so no one can find their stuff. And here's number 9. Number 9 is very important. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a douchebag. I mean, don't be an ass in the game. Don't berate people. Don't treat them like shit. Don't talk about people when you're making your videos. Don't slam people, because while it may feel good to you to get that cathartic thing and expound it out, and you're gonna look like a dick, and people are just not gonna like you in the long run. Some people may agree with you, but you're just not going to get exposure. And if you have a reputation, either in game as an ass or in video as an ass, you're going to have a really hard time growing over the long run. Initially, it may be like, oh wow, I got the shock factor, oh wow, he said this or she said this or whatever. But in the long run, it is not going to help you in any way, and people are going to avoid you like the plague. When you're doing in-game video and you want to have some interesting gameplay, and you're in a group of people, if they know you're recording and you're going to talk shit about them, they're not going to want to play, and they're going to bounce out. So I just remember this stuff. You're playing with adults. This is an adult thing type of thing. Now, I know some of you people are going, oh, I'm a kid, I'm doing this, but still, you got to remember it's really important to not be a dick. Go ahead. Do your thing, stand up for what you know, but don't be an ass to people. Be cool, and it will reward you in the long run. Okay? Really take that one to heart, guys, because I'm sure there's people out there who make a living off of being a jerk, but ultimately people hate the freaking guts. And do you really want to be that person? I don't. And I just highly suggest you don't do it as well. So there you go. That is number 9. Take it to heart. So in summary, there's 9 little nuggets here that I've tried to provide you that hopefully will help you grow your channel beyond where it currently is, or may not even be in existence. So number 1, find your niche, stay in your lane. Number 2, have as good high quality video content as you possibly can. Number 3, critical, have really, really good audio. Eventually get yourself a good mic. Get good editing software for number 4, and learn how to use it. Number 5, create really good thumbnails for your videos and be consistent with the look and feel of them. Number 4, show up, be consistent, be there. If you say you're going to record and you're going to post, do it, because you will be rewarded. And if you don't follow that, it will hurt you in the long run. Social media, number 7, social media. Embrace social media as much as you can. I know it's a bear sometimes. Even if you have to just pick one and go with it, but you embrace it because it will help you grow your channel. Number 8, branding. Very, very important. Common look and feel on everything. Colors, fonts, logos, slogans, whatever. It's got to be the same. It's really, really important so that people know who you are and feel comfortable listening to you. And number 9, don't be an asshole. Remember that. Don't be an asshole. Very, very important as well. It will help you in the long run, and it'll help you out in life in the long run too. But yeah, don't be a douchebag. All right, thanks a lot for taking a listen to this. If you like the video, please click like. Please leave a comment. I'd love to know what you think about what we talked about today. Also, if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. And at the same time, click the little bell icon right next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get a notification on the next time we shoot out a new video. And I will catch you all on the flip side.